guys, welcome back, and today we have my 1986 Honda ATC200X. So I've had this for a little over a year now. It is a great machine. It was down for a little while, wasn't running, but I got a couple new electronics here and there, cleaned up the ground, got it all running, put in a new stator. It is leaking a little bit of oil, and it has a new petcock, and the fuel tank is lined, so no more rust in the gas. Everything on here as far as paint is original. These are the original fenders. I did change the seat. You can see that in the previous video. We did the stator in a previous video, and I did the gas tank in a previous video. I've been working on this a lot. I picked this up for about $750 down in Oregon City. It was a steal of a deal. It starts up and runs perfect. So
it also doesn't idle right now, by the way.
It doesn't idle, yeah.
But what are kind of the specs? Where does it line up in the ATC lineup of that day?
So this is the Premier 200 class race model of 1986. Four-stroke race model. So you have the 250 Unlimited class, which has like all the 250Rs and everything, and then right below that you have the 200 class. So you had like the like YT 200s and like some of the Kawasaki ones, and then this bad boy ruled the roost in the 80s with the fantastic white plastics and white tank and blue seat. This thing just speaks and yells America. This thing it has a higher compression than usual,
than like the 200SX or something, or
yeah,
200DS?
Something like that. We did a new head gasket on it because when I got it, it was leaking. The carb, I just cleaned it out today. It's got a new cluster up here. Unfortunately, it is missing the headlight. I've seen 4 of these ever go on sale on Marketplace, and all of them were missing the headlight. If you look at the pegs, this peg is straight, but the peg on the other side is actually bent.
Oh, and also here's another big indicator.
Yeah, so all this is like beefed up and caged because these things roll. I haven't rolled this yet, but I can see myself doing it. They are very tippy. Like you can just pull on it and.
So what if somebody was looking at a non-suspension, more like farm or fun, like no clutch model, like a Big Red versus this? Because this has full suspension. That's a big difference.
We've actually had a Big Red, and I rode that Big Red. Very stable.
Big balloony tires.
Big balloon tires compared to these. Those are very stable, very fun.
More kind of rock crawly.
Those are great for farm vehicles. These, you're going to actually probably just not be using it to its full potential if you're just going to have it as a farm vehicle. This is more of a have fun in the dunes kind of vehicle. It is a 6-speed manual transmission, so this thing hauls ass. I'm actually super afraid to go above like 3rd or 4th because it's kind of terrifying to ride. It's a lot of fun though.
What about the size?
It is very small compared to pretty much all modern quads.
That Yamaha Warrior is like
ATVs.
20 feet away, and I can tell right now this thing is way smaller. It's much lighter.
The good thing about that is that you can pretty much throw it in any size truck bed and shut the gate and it'll fit. This thing does not weigh a lot, so you can throw it around corners and stuff. I'm a bigger guy, so just using my weight a little bit, I can really throw this thing around. Not really have to worry about tipping over.
It's also pretty low seat height.
Pretty low seat height, so they try to keep the center of gravity down a little bit. Unfortunately, unlike Yamaha, they still have the traditional tank way up top, so it is a little bit more unstable than the Yamahas that have the long tank that goes super far down.
And you get
this has nice ProLink suspension in the back, similar to what you'd find on like the 1987 TRX 250X or like any of the XR series dirt bikes.
What about the brakes?
The rear brakes I completely rebuilt. It has a like a used rotor because of my old rotor bracket was bent. I completely redid the rear end. I put in new axle bearings and completely rebuilt it. That was so hard to do and really confusing because he has these weird slip nuts and everything. So shout out to 11 ATV Gallery. He has a whole series on it
on YouTube
of building a 1986 ATC 200X from the ground up. Like he powder coated the frame red and has everything redone. If you want to get a new rear carrier for the like rear axle, there's one aftermarket option on the internet, and it's CFM manufacturing. I think it's out of Canada, and they're like $400 a piece.
They're like billet.
I had a cracked one, and I just rebuilt it with like different bearings and stuff.
And you get front disc brake as well, so it's pretty high performance machine.
Brakes, very long travel. Like you have this entire bit of travel.
I think it's like 9 inches. I watched a video. I think close to 10.
It's a lot
for an ATC. For an ATC, especially.
Yeah. This would be basically a perfect 4-stroke dune ripper, but we don't really live close enough to the dunes to really enjoy it. And
it's also, yeah, for big dunes, it's probably a little underpowered.
It gets up and goes though. You know, maybe we'll show a little clip of me popping a wheelie right here.
So lightweight.
And then, yeah, so we're going to get riding into it. Jacob's going to take it for a ride for the first time around the track, see how he does. He's going to show off the new helmet gear we have. And we're going to have a lot of fun. So thank you guys for watching. We'll wrap it up after that.
Okay, guys, I'm going to hop on the ATC200X. Pretty sick looking machine. Got these awesome tank skirts, I'd call them, whatever you want to call them. So, like I said, this thing doesn't idle, so you gotta just breathe on the throttle a little bit with your thumb and then kickstart it, and just hold the throttle in at all times. I'm gonna follow Cameron. I will say right now, this is my very first time riding this thing over, like, first gear. It's in Cameron's yard over, like, 3 miles an hour, so I may crash in this video. So I'm gonna be going pretty slow. Yeah, I'm gonna try to start it right now. Oh. Whoopsies, guys. Like I said, it's a kind of a pain with the whole throttle thing. She's pretty torquey. Let me put my visor down. Very difficult to turn. This is first gear. Wow, it is really fast in first gear. Wow, I can feel the suspension a lot in the rear. Wow, this is actually a lot of fun. Definitely slower. You got to be more careful about the... Yeah, I can feel that rear wheel popping off the ground like that. It's a lot of fun, though. Wow, it's rather peppy for a 200. It's so light. Guys, this is my very first time, and I'm having a lot of fun already. Now, granted, I am experienced on the Warrior, so I have ridden, you know, off-road vehicles a bit. Not great, like you guys see me in other videos. You just gotta lean, and wow, it's a lot of fun. This is second gear. Wow, I like the hum. It sounds actually pretty good. My Warrior is way too loud. So this is pretty rocky. I'm being pretty careful here. Oh man, hit the camera with my knee. Sorry guys. Gotta go pretty slow here. It's definitely faster in real life, especially when you got this weird front wheel bopping around, different than the rear. But man, this is a lot of fun. It's hard to turn at any speed. Okay, Cameron's gonna rip out in front of me. Slow down on this cambered hill, and we're gonna get into it right here. Wow, she's pretty quick for a 200. I'm rather impressed. It's actually pretty easy to ride, to be honest. Just don't be a dumbass, I guess. He's signaling me on. Obviously, not as fast as the Warrior but man, it feels faster, I would say, because you don't have those front fenders. The sensation of speed is much greater. Right there, got the wheel off the ground. Oh, the shifter is not very good. It's very small. It feels very fast in person. It probably does not look fast on camera, but boy, it is fun. If you guys ride quads at all, this would be so much fun. You just gotta be careful. Wow, she is rather peppy. Let me try to goose it around here. Wow, a lot of fun. I am thoroughly impressed by this thing. But you have to be careful, I will say, on the brakes and stuff. The brakes on this one aren't great right now. They need to be bled. But boy, that was a ton of fun. Very surprisingly, actually easier than Cameron described it to me. But wow, ton of fun. Very peppy compared to what I thought. It's a very smooth power plant compared to the Warrior. The Warrior, I mean, it's got a shouty pipe on it, but boy, this is a ton of fun. I would highly recommend getting one of these if you are looking for a fun ATC. And we're going to get to our final thoughts.
Well, we just finished up riding this a little bit. It's a lot of fun. Jacob, I think you had a lot of fun, right?
Yeah, I was actually super surprised. You guys heard me talking there. This thing is extremely quick in those first like 3 gears. It's very surprising. This thing,
like literally first gear,
way slower, but
you just blip the throttle, it'll pop the front end off the ground. There's no weight over the front. It's super fun. It's super maneuverable. It's really small, so you can put it pretty much anywhere.
Yeah, I think that's my biggest takeaway is how small it is compared to a big full-size three-wheeler.
This is like a teenager size, and if you're gonna go any bigger, you'd have to get like a 250SX or
like a 350X, which is super expensive.
350X, which is like a death machine, because it's like, oh, it has insane horsepower, but it's a three-wheeler.
Yeah, man, this thing I was very surprised, by the way, and the suspension is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a pretty good suspension. It's got the ProLink. Everything's working on it. The back brakes are not all there.
Yeah, the brakes are not up to snuff, but that's this one specifically.
Yeah, these are this is a Chinese master cylinder that's meant for like a 150cc like Tao bike or something.
So yeah, it just needs to be like bled and
the
set up.
front brakes work just as they should. They're the original brakes. I haven't touched them at all.
So yeah, even though this thing looks ratty, it rides well.
Yeah, you can't judge everything by its cover. So thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. We have I have a half dozen videos on fixing this and doing stuff to it. Everything from the head gasket to like the clusters and wiring. So
yeah, all kinds of stuff.
Go watch those. We'll probably link a playlist or something. Please watch our other videos on the Warrior right here.
Yeah, and we're gonna have a video comparing these two, comparing a three-wheeler to a four-wheeler.
Coming out next week. That should be a lot of fun. Yeah, and that's about it.
Please like and subscribe if you enjoy ATCs as much as we do. Peace out, guys.